You won't find a man more proud to be World TV Champion than the man you see before you, Caprice Coleman, defeating Rain Man for that World TV title just a few weeks ago here at NWA Wildside. 2 weeks ago, in fact. 3 weeks ago, take that back. And it means so much to this young man. I tell you, and every opportunity he gets to defend the belt. I know fighting champion is an oft-used cliche, but we're seeing the textbook definition of it here this evening as Caprice Coleman puts it on the line against the very formidable, I might point out, Don Juan.
Don Juan has been on quite a leave of absence from NWA Wildside, but in that has really toned up his game, really picked up a lot of victories outside of NWA Wildside for different wrestling promotions throughout the country. And tonight has earned a shot at the World Television Championship, and that's saying something about what Don Juan has accomplished in his absence. It's good to have him back. He's a good talent. He's a little on the cocky side, but we'll see if that bites him in the butt, to quote the great Stephen Prazak.
Oh, thanks very much.
Or
I'm so quotable. Yes?
If Caprice Coleman comes out the retainer of the World Television Championship.
I'm sure Don Juan would beg to differ with that. But I tell you, this juggernaut we know as Caprice Coleman is one of the most unstoppable athletes, and I see Don Juan in his absence did not take any dance lessons. Either that or that muscular disorder is kicking in again. Maybe he can take some ointment for that thing. And Coleman trying a little bit of that. Oh, a little bit of a don't-see-do. And the Latin heartthrob is something else is throbbing.
Leapfrog there by Caprice Coleman. Big hip toss on Don Juan. Comes right back at him. No avail. Caught with an arm drag. Big drop kick. And the World Television Champion showing the world why he deserves that crown.
Caprice Coleman's got the goods, in case there is any doubt with any Wildside fan throughout the United States. Caprice Coleman, oh, well, I tell you, the talent in this man is just, I'm surprised it doesn't come bursting out of him and every pore. He is such a gifted athlete, perhaps my favorite Wildside athlete of the last few years, and a man who's just deserved to become World TV Champion quite some time before he finally wrestled it for the second time.
And don't discount Don Juan. He's going to the attack. Measuring a big neck breaker by Don Juan. Coleman writhing in agony. He hooks the leg. Barely a 2 count. Caprice Coleman still has plenty of gas left in the tank. As the Wildside fans getting on Don Juan. What a story behind this second World Championship reign of Caprice Coleman here in NWA Wildside. It's almost out of a fairy tale. He was the World Television Champion. That was his biggest goal here on NWA Wildside. He obtained that in 2002, only to have it taken right away from him. Had a devastating knee injury at the hands of Tony Mamalu. Wait a minute, cover. 2 count. The Soul Assassin Rain Man won the World Television title and continued that reign with dominance for the longest reign ever in Wildside history for any championship. Over a year, Rain Man held the title. Coleman fought him by hook or crook, and when he thought his last opportunity had slipped through his fingers, he was granted one more lease on life thanks to Jimmy Rave's assistance. He took the opportunity. He seized it. Caprice Coleman got the rematch, and he defeated Rain Man now for the second time to become World Television Champion. What an amazing story. Caprice Coleman, such a great opportunity to have him as champion.
You're right. It does sound like a fairy tale, and it's kind of hard to believe it actually happened to a genuine human being, quite like Caprice Coleman. But boy, the man had it coming. I tell you, the amount of heartache and pain that he had to endure for it. However, now he is World TV Champion. I know the cliche goes, you become the proverbial marked man. And I don't think Caprice Coleman minds in the very least. As a matter of fact, he's just not marked by a lot of the athletes here at NWA Wildside. He's being noted by throughout the professional wrestling world, over certainly Ring of Honor and all the folks over at the Total Nonstop Action.
A lot of people have their eyes on Caprice Coleman. NWA Wildside's own show-stopping, crowd-popping,
body-rocking
phenomenon.
Correct. And it's a bit of a drop toe hold, a bit of a nonchalant one from Don Juan, but and oh dear, Caprice Coleman apparently has eyes in the back of his head, able to get out of the way of their charging Don.
You called that right there, Steve. I think Caprice was playing the old possum, and Don Juan fell victim to it in a hard way. The knee of Don Juan draped over that middle rope and is actually ledged onto the bottom rope. Got to be excruciating pain there, as you can see the expression on Don Juan's face telling that story.
Yep, once again, the Latin heartthrob is in bad shape. Oh, there's nothing to be ashamed of. He's in there with the world TV champion Caprice Coleman. Caprice Coleman drop kicking the knee that was of Don Juan that was hanging over the top rope. Not the second, but the top rope. The gifts of Caprice Coleman once again on display this week here at NWA Wildside.
Caprice Coleman has him locked in a stump pull figure 4 combination. He calls that the Harper X, and Don Juan calls it a submission.
And Caprice Coleman.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner and still world television champion, Caprice Ice Coleman.
And Don Juan not taking his loss particularly lightly.
Well,
and Caprice Coleman showing what he thinks of Don Juan's complaining. He gets dropped on his head.
Well, the Comatoser settled that dispute.
Comatoser usually settles most disputes. Hey, just ask the Soul Assassin. Oh, wait a minute. And Jeff Bailey sends out Azreal.
What is this? The bestial devastation on Coleman. What is the Angel of Death doing? What is this?
Is Bailey handing it? Azreal fire? Oh no, here comes Altar Boy Luke and Gabriel to make sure no fire chicanery goes on here.
Thank God. We don't need any more of that. 2003 saw a landmark year for victims. Spent several hours of hospitalization thanks to Azreal and that fireball, and we don't need it again.
No, I think the days of burned flesh are well behind us. Thank you very much.
Thanks to the holy alliance here of Altar Boy Luke and Gabriel. Had they not been here, what do you think Caprice Coleman would be looking like now?
I don't even want to give it any thought. I'm not going to entertain that thought whatsoever. Caprice Coleman, well, thank his lucky stars that Altar Boy Luke and Gabriel were backstage. Because obviously they know Azreal better than most folks, but I'm kind of surprised that Azreal came on out here chomping on Caprice Coleman. I didn't think Azreal had any world TV title interest. Or maybe Jeff Bailey knows something we don't.
Yeah, that's it. And Jeff G. Bailey, you know, the camp of the elite lost the title. And he's simply pushing Rain Man aside there on that and sending him on to another agenda, looks like, if Azreal is the man to attack Coleman, or maybe he's just a hitman. Who knows?